What if everything you've ever been told about getting rich was a lie? What if wealth had nothing to do with luck, timing, or being born into the right family, and everything to do with how you think, how you act, and the systems you build? Because the truth is this: rich people don't depend on luck, they create it. Every millionaire you admire, whether in the United States, Africa, Europe, or Asia, started with one simple realization: money is a result of cause and effect, not chance. It's a product of choices, consistency, and courage. Luck may open a door, but only those who are prepared can walk through it. This audiobook, How to Get Rich Without Luck, is not about shortcuts, lottery tickets, or overnight miracles. It's about the mindset, the habits, and the strategies that build real, lasting wealth, no matter where you live, what your background is, or how much money you're starting with. It's designed for the person who's tired of waiting for something lucky to happen and ready to build wealth with logic, discipline, and deliberate action. Whether you live in New York, London, Dubai, or anywhere around the world, this message is for you. Because money follows principles, not passports. You see, most people misunderstand wealth. They think the rich are simply lucky. But if you study their lives, you'll see patterns, predictable, repeatable, learnable patterns. The poor chase money. The middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. And that's what you're about to learn, step by step, in this audiobook. We'll uncover how the rich think differently about time, risk, and money. How to build systems that multiply income automatically. How to create financial momentum without relying on luck, talent, or privilege. This isn't theory. These are principles tested and proven across generations and across countries. This is Audiobook 2 in our Wealth Without Luck series. A series designed to teach you how to take control of your finances, think like a builder, and create wealth from the ground up. Before we dive in, if you're serious about mastering money and creating wealth on purpose, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out the next audiobook of the series. Now let's begin. Chapter 1. The Truth About Wealth. Let's start with a hard truth. Most people don't really want to be rich. They want to look rich. They want to feel rich. But they're not ready to do what it actually takes to build real wealth. We live in a world where people chase the appearance of success, designer clothes, new cars, social media lifestyles, instead of chasing financial freedom. And that's why so many end up broke, stressed, and living paycheck to paycheck, even when they earn good money. The first step to getting rich without luck is understanding this. Wealth is not about what you earn. It's about what you keep, grow, and multiply. The difference between being rich and looking rich. There's a huge difference between being rich and looking rich. Looking rich is easy. Anyone can buy nice things with credit cards or borrowed money. Being rich, on the other hand, means having time freedom, financial stability, and peace of mind. It's when your money works harder than you do. The people who truly win financially aren't showing off. They're quietly building, investing, and thinking long-term. The ones flashing wealth often spend their lives trying to prove they have it, instead of actually having it. Here's the irony. The quiet millionaire driving a used car often has more wealth than the person posting luxury vacations online every weekend. Because wealth isn't visible, it's built silently. Wealth follows value, not luck. Here's a fundamental truth you must never forget. Money always follows value. The more value you create for others, the more money you'll attract, whether you're an employee, entrepreneur, or investor. People don't get paid because they're lucky. They get paid because they solve problems, meet needs, and deliver results. Look around. Every product, every service, every business exists because someone solved a problem. The smartphone in your hand, the car you drive, the music you stream, the food you eat. Wealth flows to those who think, how can I help others? Instead of, how can I get lucky? That's why billionaires aren't chasing quick wins. They're building systems that serve millions of people. You don't need luck to get rich. You need to create value consistently, and the market will reward you. The myth of overnight success. Let's talk about one of the biggest lies in modern culture, the myth of overnight success. You've seen the headlines. Entrepreneur becomes millionaire in 1 year. Teen builds an app and earns millions. But what they don't show you is the years of work before that so-called overnight success. Every lucky person you admire has a story filled with preparation, failure, learning, and persistence. Luck is just what people call hard work that finally got noticed. So instead of saying, they're lucky, start asking, what did they do daily that I can learn from? Because when you master what they did, you can repeat what they achieved. The formula for wealth. Here's the simple formula no one wants to hear. Wealth equals value times time times consistency. Value, the problems you solve. Time, how long you've been solving them. Consistency, how committed you are to the process. That's it. No lottery tickets. No secret handshakes. Just focus, patience, and the willingness to learn faster than others quit. If you stay consistent long enough, your results will start to look like luck to those who gave up early. And here's the beautiful part. These truths apply anywhere, whether you're in America, Africa, Europe, or Asia. The principles of wealth don't change. The currency may differ, but the mindset remains the same. You can build wealth from nothing if you focus on adding value, developing skills, and thinking long-term. No government, no economy, no background can stop you once you learn how money really works. So, before you chase another get-rich-quick idea, remember this. Real wealth is not an event, it's a process. It's built through clarity, patience, and purpose. You don't need luck to get rich. You need understanding. And now that you know the truth about wealth, it's time to move deeper into the mindset that separates the wealthy from the ordinary. Because wealth always begins in the mind. Chapter 2. The Mindset of the Rich. There's a reason why two people can live in the same city, work the same hours, and earn the same income, yet one ends up rich while the other remains broke. It's not luck. It's not education. It's mindset. The poor and the rich don't just live differently, they think differently. And before you can build wealth in your bank account, you must first build it in your mind. Because money doesn't change who you are, it amplifies who you are. The rich think long-term. The average person wants to get rich this week. The rich are planning for the next decade. That's the difference. The rich understand that wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. They plant financial seeds today knowing they may not see results for years, but when the harvest comes, it's massive. Most people quit too early because they want immediate results. But the wealthy? They play the long game. They ask, where will this decision put me in 5 years? Not, how fast can I get paid? If you can train your mind to think long-term, patience becomes your superpower. And in the financial world, patience always beats panic. Delayed gratification, the secret weapon. Every wealthy person you admire mastered one skill, delayed gratification. It's the ability to say, not now, but soon. To invest instead of impress. To build before you buy. While others are spending money to look successful, the rich are investing money to become successful. They understand that every dollar can either buy pleasure or buy freedom, but not both. If you choose freedom today, pleasure will come automatically later. If you choose pleasure today, freedom may never come at all. That's the silent mindset battle the wealthy win every single day. Belief systems that support wealth. Here's the truth, your beliefs about money determine how you handle it. If you believe money is evil, you'll subconsciously avoid having too much of it. If you believe money is scarce, you'll live in fear of losing it. But if you believe money is a tool for impact and freedom, you'll start using it wisely and multiplying it intentionally. The rich don't worship money, they respect it. They see it as a servant, not a master. As a tool, not a trophy. Your money beliefs shape your reality. Change your thoughts, and your financial life will follow. The power of responsibility. Here's another mindset shift. The poor often blame others. The rich take responsibility. If something goes wrong, they don't say, the system failed me. They ask, what can I learn from this? That's why successful people grow faster. They don't waste energy blaming the economy, the government, or their parents. They focus on what they can control. Responsibility gives you power. Blame takes it away. And when you realize that your financial destiny is 100% your responsibility, you stop waiting for luck to save you. You start creating your own opportunities. Emotional control, the hidden wealth skill. Let's be honest, money is emotional. People buy emotionally, invest emotionally, and often lose money emotionally. The rich learn to control their emotions. When others panic, they stay calm. When others chase trends, they stay disciplined. That's why during financial crises, while the average person is selling in fear, the wealthy are buying in strategy. They understand that emotion clouds judgment. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room, just the most stable one. Because stability builds wealth while panic destroys it. Replacing the lottery mindset with the builder mindset. The poor believe in luck. The rich believe in leverage. One group says, I hope something happens. The other says, I'll make something happen. The rich don't wait for opportunities, they build them. They don't rely on chance, they rely on systems. The poor say, if only I had money. The rich say, how can I use what I already have to create more value? That's the builder mindset. And once you adopt it, you'll never wait for luck again. Because you'll realize you can manufacture success through action, strategy, and persistence. No matter where you're from, the mindset of wealth works the same. Success doesn't belong to a race, a religion, or a region. It belongs to those who think differently about money. Change how you think and the results will follow. You are not limited by your location, education, or background. You're only limited by your mindset. Wealth begins with the decision to stop thinking like a victim and start thinking like an architect. Design your life intentionally. Plan your money purposefully. And refuse to let emotions, excuses, or fear guide your financial choices. Because the truth is, the rich aren't lucky. They're mentally prepared. Chapter 3, Skills over Luck. Luck can disappear overnight. Skills stay with you for life. If everything you own was taken away today, your money, your job, your business, your skills are what would rebuild it all. That's why wealthy people don't chase luck. They chase competence. Because skills create confidence. And confidence attracts opportunity. You don't need to be born lucky. You need to become skilled enough that luck becomes irrelevant. The truth about skills and wealth. Here's a timeless principle. Money follows skill. Every dollar you earn is a direct reflection of the value your skills produce in the marketplace. The more valuable your skill, the more people are willing to pay you. The richer your skill set, the more freedom you have to create your own income. The rich understand this. That's why they're obsessed with learning, improving, and adapting. They don't just consume entertainment. They consume education. While others scroll, they study. While others hope, they hone. Because they know, the sharper your skills, the easier it becomes to create your own luck. Identifying high-income skills. So, what kind of skills actually make you rich? They fall into 3 major categories. 1. Money-making skills, sales, marketing, copywriting, negotiation, and persuasion. These are the skills that directly generate revenue. 2. Money-growing skills, investing, trading, real estate analysis, business scaling, and financial literacy. 3. Money-multiplying skills, leadership, communication, networking, and system building. The wealthiest people in the world are multi-skilled. They combine creativity, strategy, and communication, and turn that combination into profit. Think about it. Elon Musk mastered engineering and business. Warren Buffett mastered numbers and patience. Oprah mastered communication and branding. When you master 2 or more valuable skills, you become irreplaceable. The real formula: knowledge times action times consistency equals results. Let's talk about the wealth equation. Knowledge times action times consistency equals results. Knowledge without action is just potential. Action without knowledge is chaos. Consistency without focus is exhaustion. But when you combine all 3, you create unstoppable momentum. That's how skills evolve into wealth. You don't get rich by learning once. You get rich by applying what you learn daily until it becomes part of who you are. Every wealthy person is a student of progress. They keep learning long after others stop. Practice, mastery, and the 1% rule. Here's something most people never understand. You don't need to be twice as good as others to make twice as much. You just need to be 1% better every day. Because small improvements compound over time. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you'll be 37 times better by the end of that year. That's not luck, that's mathematics. The rich build wealth by stacking small wins over time. They master the boring stuff, practicing, refining, repeating, while others are distracted by trends. They understand that repetition creates reputation, and reputation attracts rewards. How luck favors the skilled. People love to say, they just got lucky. But the truth is, luck always finds the prepared. If you're ready, if your skill is sharp, your timing right, and your effort consistent, you'll look lucky to everyone else. When opportunity knocks, the unskilled panic. The skilled perform. That's why what most people call luck, the wealthy call readiness. How to develop a valuable skill fast. If you want to change your financial life in the next 90 days, pick one skill and go all in. Learn it. Practice it. Monetize it. Here's a simple framework. 1. Learn. Study from experts daily. 2. Apply. Use what you learn immediately. 3. Share. Teach others. It reinforces mastery. 4. Charge. Once you're good, start getting paid. You don't need a degree to make money, you need a skill people will pay for. In today's digital world, your skill can pay you from anywhere. A writer in California can earn from New York. A designer in India can work for clients in London. A marketer in California can run campaigns for brands in Dubai. Skills don't care about borders. The internet has made the world one global marketplace, where skill is the new currency. If you can deliver results, the world will pay you in dollars, pounds, euros, or crypto. So if you're serious about getting rich without luck, stop wishing for a miracle and start sharpening your skills. Because luck fades, but mastery compounds. And when your skill meets opportunity, the world calls it luck, but you'll know it was preparation all along. Remember, skills create income. Income creates freedom. Freedom creates wealth. Chapter 4. The Power of Systems. Hard work will make you a living. Systems will make you a fortune. That's the truth most people never learn. The poor trade time for money. The rich trade systems for money. Because when you depend only on your own effort, you eventually reach your limit. There are only so many hours in a day, only so much energy you can give. But when you build systems, things that run, sell, or grow without your daily input, you create freedom and scalability. Systems are how ordinary people become wealthy. What is a system? A system is simply a repeated process that produces predictable results. Think about it. Your body has systems: respiratory, digestive, nervous. Successful businesses have systems: marketing, sales, customer service. Wealthy individuals have systems: saving, investing, and scaling. When your life has no systems, it's ruled by chaos and emotion. When you build systems, you create structure, stability, and success. A system doesn't rely on luck. It relies on logic. Why systems beat luck every time? Luck is random. Systems are repeatable. The person who depends on luck may succeed once. The person with a system can succeed forever. Here's the difference. Luck might get you one big sale. A system gets you sales every week. Luck might help you save once. A system builds your savings automatically. You don't need to be smarter than others. You just need to design better systems. Building personal money systems. Let's start with your personal finances. Wealthy people don't try to save or hope to invest. They systemize it. Here's what that looks like. 1. Automatic saving system. Set a fixed amount that moves from your checking account to your savings every month. No emotion involved. 2. Investment system. Automate your contributions into mutual funds, index funds, or other assets that grow with time. 3. Expense system. Track your monthly spending with a budgeting tool or app, so you know exactly where every dollar goes. By doing this, your financial growth no longer depends on discipline alone. It runs by design. If you set up the right systems, even an average income can grow into real wealth over time. Business and income systems. The same principle applies in business. If your business stops when you stop working, that's not a business, that's a job. True wealth is built when your systems make money even while you rest. That's why the rich focus on building automated engines of income. A digital course that sells while they sleep. A rental property that pays them monthly. An online store that runs through automation. A team that manages daily operations. The goal isn't to work harder, it's to build machines that do the hard work for you. Once you build your systems, they become your invisible employees, working 24/7 without complaining, without resting, without luck. Leverage, the secret ingredient of systems. Leverage is the power that multiplies your effort. It's the difference between a farmer using a shovel and one using a tractor. Leverage can come from technology, automation tools, software, AI. People, delegating tasks to a team or freelancers. Money, investing capital to make more. Media, content that reaches thousands while you do nothing. Wealthy people use leverage to multiply results, so they can focus on creating, not just doing. The average person says, "I can't afford help." The wealthy say, "How can I afford systems that help me scale?" Small systems, big results. Don't underestimate small systems. A simple budgeting rule like pay yourself first is a system. A daily routine that keeps you productive is a system. Even having templates for your emails, contracts, or tasks, that's a system. Every system you create frees up mental energy, allowing you to focus on growth instead of chaos. And as your systems grow, your wealth grows automatically. Because the rich don't work harder than everyone else, they've just built better systems. Example, turning $100 into a system. Imagine you start with just $100. Instead of spending it, you buy a product to resell. You reinvest the profit, track the process, and record the steps you took. Do that 10 times, and you've built a system for flipping products profitably. Now you can automate parts of it, marketing, shipping, sourcing, and scale it. That's how small money turns into big wealth. Not by chance, but by creating repeatable, scalable systems. If you rely on luck, you'll be limited by chance. If you rely on systems, you'll be empowered by structure. That's why the global economy rewards those who create predictable value through systems that never sleep. Here's the truth. Your life today is the result of your systems yesterday. Your future wealth will be the result of the systems you build today. So stop relying on motivation alone. Build processes that make success automatic. Because once your systems are in motion, you no longer chase wealth. Wealth chases you. Chapter 5. The money rules the rich follow. Have you ever wondered why money seems to flow to certain people, while others chase it their entire lives? It's not because the rich are smarter. It's because they follow rules that most people ignore. These are the unwritten laws of wealth, principles that govern how money grows, moves, and multiplies. If you learn and apply them, you'll never be broke again. Let's dive in. Rule number 1. Never spend more than you earn. This sounds simple, almost too simple, but it's the foundation of every fortune ever built. The poor and middle class spend first and save what's left. The rich save and invest first, then spend what's left. Most people believe they have an income problem, but what they really have is a spending problem. The moment you start living below your means, you give your money a job, to grow, to multiply, to buy freedom. Wealth doesn't begin with earning more. It begins with managing what you already have. Rule number 2, make your money work for you. The poor work for money. The rich make money work for them. If your money isn't earning more money while you sleep, you're stuck in the trap of trading time for cash. Rich people understand the power of assets. They buy things that produce income, not things that consume income. For example, a business that generates profit, a rental property that pays monthly income, stocks or investments that yield dividends. The secret isn't working harder, it's letting your money become your employee. Every dollar you invest wisely becomes a tiny worker that never sleeps, never complains, and keeps producing more dollars. Rule number 3, protect the downside. Rich people don't take reckless risks, they take calculated ones. Before they invest or start a business, they ask, what's the worst that can happen and can I survive it? They don't chase hype or emotion. They make decisions based on data, strategy, and patience. Wealthy people know. If you protect your downside, the upside will take care of itself. That's why they diversify. That's why they keep cash reserves. That's why they never risk everything on one move. Because rule number 1 of getting rich without luck is simple: don't lose money. Rule number 4, delay gratification. Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. The rich get rich because they're willing to wait. While others spend today, they invest for tomorrow. While others show off, they build quietly. It's not because they're stingy, it's because they understand compound growth. The earlier you start saving, investing, and reinvesting, the more your money multiplies exponentially. Wealthy people think in decades, not days. They're not chasing fast money, they're building forever money. Patience isn't just a virtue. It's a profit strategy. Rule number 5, keep learning about money. The rich never stop learning about markets, opportunities, and systems. Because money rewards those who understand it. The more you study wealth, the more opportunities you recognize that others overlook. Read books. Listen to financial podcasts. Follow investors, not influencers. Every bit of knowledge compounds, just like money does. And the moment you stop learning, your wealth starts shrinking. Remember this. Financial ignorance is more expensive than any bad investment. Rule number 6, use debt wisely or not at all. The poor use debt to look rich. The rich use debt to get richer. Bad debt buys things that lose value: cars, clothes, gadgets. Good debt buys things that produce value: real estate, business assets, investments. Rich people use other people's money to build more wealth, not to fund their lifestyle. The difference? They borrow with a plan, not with emotion. If debt doesn't create income or equity, it's not an opportunity, it's a trap. Rule number 7, give back and build legacy. Here's something few people realize. The rich give, not because they have excess, but because they understand the law of circulation. Money is energy. When it flows out purposefully, it comes back multiplied. Whether it's through charity, mentorship, or community impact, giving creates meaning beyond the numbers. Wealth without purpose is just paper. Real wealth changes lives, including yours. If you start following these 7 rules, your financial life will shift, no matter where you live or how much you earn today. The rich aren't lucky. They're just disciplined. They respect the laws of money, and because of that, money respects them back. The question is, will you start following these rules too? Because the moment you do, you stop chasing luck and start building wealth that lasts. Chapter 6, Creating Multiple Streams of Income. If you have only one source of income, you're just one step away from financial disaster. Because here's the truth, relying on a single paycheck, a single client, or a single business is financial suicide. The wealthy understand something the average person ignores. One income stream feeds you, but multiple income streams free you. The world is unpredictable. Jobs disappear. Markets crash. Trends fade. But when your income comes from several directions, you become unshakable. Let's break it down. Why relying on one source is financial suicide. Imagine you have a beautiful home, but only one door. If that door gets blocked, you're trapped. That's how most people live financially: one paycheck, one business, one opportunity. And when that door closes, panic begins. The rich don't live that way. They build multiple financial doors, different income channels that keep flowing no matter what happens. That's why they can survive economic crashes, job losses, or even business failures, because another stream is always running. Financial security isn't about working harder. It's about creating systems that keep working even when you don't. The 3 types of income. To build true wealth, you must understand the 3 main types of income. 1. Active income, money you earn by working. This includes your salary, commissions, or service-based income. It's important, but it stops when you stop working. 2. Passive income, money that keeps coming in with little or no daily effort. Think rental properties, royalties, affiliate earnings, or automated businesses. 3. Portfolio income, money earned from investments like stocks, bonds, dividends, or crypto assets. It's income that grows as your money grows. The wealthy build all three, starting with active, then converting parts of it into passive and portfolio income. They don't just earn money, they build machines that earn money for them. Examples: how to start. You don't need to be rich to build multiple income streams. You just need creativity, consistency, and a smart plan. Here are some practical examples anyone can start with. Side hustles, freelancing, consulting, or monetizing your skills online. Turn what you know into income. Digital products, create ebooks, courses, templates, or tools that solve specific problems. Build once, earn forever. Investments, start small, stocks, index funds, or real estate. Let your money grow quietly in the background. Affiliate marketing, promote trusted products and earn commissions automatically. Online businesses, from e-commerce to content creation, digital ventures have no borders. Start with one. Master it. Then build another. Because wealth isn't built by chasing 10 things at once. It's built by mastering one thing at a time and stacking the results. How to scale from one stream to several. So how do you scale from one income source to many? Here's the step-by-step formula the rich use. 1. Stabilize your main income. Build a strong foundation first, your job, business, or skill-based income. 2. Automate or delegate. Free up your time by outsourcing tasks and using systems that run without you. 3. Reinvest your profits. Use part of your income to fund new ventures or investments. 4. Diversify, not distract. Add new income streams that complement, not compete with, your existing ones. 5. Keep learning. Every new skill you master unlocks another income opportunity. Scaling wealth isn't about doing more, it's about doing smart things that multiply. The compounding power of reinvestment. Here's where most people go wrong. They build a new income stream, and as soon as the money starts coming in, they spend it. But the rich do something different. They reinvest. They pour profits back into their businesses, their education, or new assets. Every reinvestment compounds their income, creating exponential growth. It's the same principle that turns a few dollars invested monthly into millions over decades. Wealth doesn't grow linearly, it grows exponentially when you keep feeding your financial engine. That's how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth, by letting time and reinvestment do the heavy lifting. Every rich person you admire today started with one income stream and then multiplied it. They understood that no single source can guarantee freedom. So they built multiple pillars of income until financial independence became inevitable. Start where you are. Use what you have. Build one stream, then another. Because the goal isn't just to make money, it's to build a financial ecosystem that never stops growing. Chapter 7. The Habits That Attract Wealth. Show me your daily habits, and I'll show you your financial future. Wealth doesn't come from a one-time opportunity or a big lucky break. It comes from small, repeated actions that compound over time. Every millionaire you admire didn't just get lucky. They developed habits that attract opportunities, multiply results, and sustain wealth for decades. If you want to get rich without luck, you must stop chasing miracles and start mastering daily disciplines. Let's explore the habits that make that happen. 1. The daily routines of wealthy people. Here's something fascinating. If you study the wealthy across different industries, countries, and backgrounds, you'll find they share almost identical routines. They wake up early, not because it's trendy, but because it gives them time to think. They plan their days before their days plan them. They prioritize progress over perfection. Their mornings are sacred, used for strategy, creativity, or learning, not for scrolling and distraction. They treat their time like money, because it is money. Wealthy people don't stumble into success. They schedule it. And they understand that discipline is the bridge between dreams and achievement. 2. The power of reading, learning, and execution. The average person stops learning after school. The wealthy never stop. They read constantly, not for entertainment, but for transformation. They consume information that sharpens their thinking, improves their skills, and expands their vision. But here's the key difference. They don't just read, they apply. Reading gives you ideas. Execution gives you income. You can't get rich by collecting motivation. You get rich by acting on knowledge before others do. So make it a habit to learn something new every single day and act on it. That's how ordinary people rise to extraordinary heights. 3. Networking and positioning yourself for opportunities. Here's a truth that will change your life. Your network is your shortcut to wealth. The wealthy don't just work hard, they work connected. They build relationships with people who think bigger, move faster, and see farther. Because opportunities don't just appear, they're shared through people. The right connection can open a door that money can't. A conversation can change your entire direction. That's why rich people invest time in relationships. They go to events, join masterminds, and surround themselves with builders and thinkers. They position themselves where opportunity lives, not where comfort feels safe. So ask yourself, are the people around you pushing you forward or holding you back? Because your circle defines your ceiling. 4. Time management and productivity habits. Time is the most valuable currency on earth, and the rich treat it like gold. They guard it fiercely. They plan their day around results, not activity. Here's their secret. They don't try to do everything. They focus on what matters most. Every minute is either invested or wasted. So they eliminate distractions, delegate low-value tasks, and automate repetitive work. They understand that being busy doesn't mean being productive. Wealth is built by those who focus their time on high-leverage actions, decisions that create long-term results. If you learn to manage your time like a millionaire, you'll eventually earn like one. 5. The no excuse habit, doing what must be done. There's one habit that separates the rich from the rest. They don't wait for the perfect mood, moment, or motivation. They do what must be done whether they feel like it or not. The poor say, "I'll start tomorrow." The rich say, "I'll start now." Excuses destroy execution. And execution creates results. Success doesn't require perfection, it requires persistence. Every day you delay action, you delay your destiny. So if you want to attract wealth, build this one unstoppable habit. Take action even when it's uncomfortable. Because consistency beats motivation every single time. Wealth isn't a mystery, it's a series of repeatable behaviors. Wake up early. Think clearly. Keep learning. Surround yourself with doers. Protect your time. And stop making excuses. Do these things daily, and luck won't matter, because success will become inevitable. These are the habits that quietly attract wealth, opportunity, and freedom into your life. And the best part? Anyone, anywhere, can start building them today. Chapter 8. How to think like an investor. Here's a question that will define your financial future. Do you spend money, or do you plant it? That single difference separates people who stay broke from those who build generational wealth. The poor think about what money can buy. The rich think about what money can build. That's the investor mindset, and once you learn it, you'll never look at money the same way again. Let's dive in. 1. The difference between spenders and investors. Spenders see money as a tool for comfort. Investors see money as a tool for creation. When spenders get paid, their first thought is, what can I buy? When investors get paid, their first thought is, where can I grow this? Spenders chase instant gratification. Investors chase long-term results. And here's the truth. The spender's reward lasts minutes. The investor's reward lasts generations. You can tell which category someone belongs to just by watching how they react to extra money. A spender upgrades their lifestyle. An investor upgrades their assets. Wealth begins the moment you stop spending for status and start investing for freedom. 2. Understanding assets versus liabilities. If you want to think like the rich, you must master one simple rule. Buy assets. Avoid liabilities. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket, something that grows or pays you over time. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, even if it looks fancy. A car? Liability, unless it earns you income. A rental property? Asset, if it generates positive cash flow. A luxury phone on credit? Liability. A profitable online business? Asset. The poor collect liabilities and call them assets. The rich collect assets and call them freedom. The goal isn't to own things that impress others, it's to own things that pay you every month. 3. Risk management, how the rich think about failure. Many people never invest because they fear losing money. But here's the twist, the rich lose money too. They just lose it differently. They understand that every investment carries risk, but they also know that not investing is the biggest risk of all. The poor see risk as something to avoid. The rich see risk as something to manage. They diversify their investments. They study before they move. They accept small losses as tuition for financial growth. The difference? When they fall forward, learning, adjusting, and trying again. That's how wealth is built, through informed risk, not blind luck. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success, it's the price of success. 4. The compounding mindset, why patience pays. If there's one secret the rich understand better than anyone, it's compounding. Compounding is what happens when small, consistent actions multiply over time, whether in money, skills, or habits. The investor knows. $1 invested today can turn into $10 tomorrow, not because of magic, but because of time and reinvestment. That's why patience is a superpower. The poor want quick returns. The rich want sure returns. They let their money sit, grow, and multiply quietly while others panic and pull out early. When you think like an investor, you stop chasing speed and start chasing scale. Because wealth is not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. 5. How to start investing with small money. Most people say, I'll start investing when I have money. But here's the truth, you'll never have money until you start investing. You don't need to be rich to begin. You need to begin to become rich. Start small, but start now. Begin with a savings plan or emergency fund. Invest a small amount monthly into index funds or ETFs. Buy fractional shares of companies you believe in. Explore real estate crowdfunding or cooperative investments. Or build your own small online business that earns while you sleep. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Every small investment is a seed. Water it with time and patience, and it will grow into something powerful. Thinking like an investor isn't about having money, it's about having the right mindset toward money. See every dollar as a seed. Plant it where it can grow. Protect it from loss. And give it time to multiply. The spender's world ends when the money runs out. The investor's world expands every single day. You don't need luck to build wealth, just the patience to plant and nurture your financial garden. Start today, and your future self will thank you for it. Chapter 9. Building long-term wealth. Getting rich is exciting, but staying rich and free, that's the real challenge. Because wealth isn't just about making money. It's about learning how to keep it, grow it, and pass it on. Most people spend their lives chasing income. The wise spend their lives building freedom. Let's explore how real wealth is created and preserved for the long term. 1. The journey from income to savings, to investments, to freedom. Wealth is a journey, and it follows a very specific path. Income to savings, savings to investments, investments to freedom. It starts when you earn. But earning alone won't make you rich, because income without savings is like water poured into a bucket with holes. You must first learn to save. Not just to store money, but to create capital for your next step, investing. Your savings are the soldiers that fund your investments. And your investments are the engines that buy your freedom. Every dollar you save and invest wisely moves you one step closer to never needing to trade time for money again. That's the ultimate goal, financial freedom, not just financial comfort. 2. How to sustain and grow your wealth. Once you start building wealth, the next step is learning how to sustain it. Because making money requires skill, but keeping it requires discipline. Here's what wealthy people do differently. They live below their means even when they can afford more. They diversify their income streams. They reinvest profits instead of increasing expenses. They surround themselves with financial advisors, mentors, and accountability partners. They understand that wealth is like a garden. It must be maintained. If you neglect it, weeds of bad habits, poor spending, and ego will take over. So protect what you build. Review your finances regularly. Keep your money working and never get too comfortable. 3. Avoiding lifestyle inflation. One of the biggest wealth killers is lifestyle inflation. It happens when your expenses rise to match your income. You get a raise, you buy a new car. You earn more, you move to a bigger house. You start winning and then start spending. This is how many high earners stay broke. Wealthy people think differently. When their income rises, they increase their investments, not their lifestyle. They delay luxury until their assets can pay for it, not until their paycheck can cover it. So ask yourself this: do you want to look rich now or be rich forever? The difference lies in your ability to control your desires when money starts flowing in. 4. Building generational wealth, teaching your family. True wealth doesn't end with you. It's not measured by what you buy, but by what you build and pass on. Generational wealth means your children and family don't have to start from zero, not just financially, but mentally. Teach them early the difference between assets and liabilities, the importance of saving and investing, the mindset of value creation. Because giving your kids money without wisdom is like giving them fire without teaching them how to use it. Create systems that outlive you: businesses, properties, trusts, investments, and most importantly, principles. Legacy is not what you leave for your family. It's what you leave in them. 5. Why real wealth is peace, freedom, and options. At the end of the day, real wealth isn't about cars, houses, or luxury. It's about peace of mind. Wealth is waking up without financial stress. It's having the freedom to choose how you live, where you go, and what you do. It's being able to help others, pursue your purpose, and live life on your terms. That's what money is for: freedom, not flexing. When you build long-term wealth, you stop being controlled by money and start controlling it. You gain options, the most valuable currency in life. And that's the ultimate goal of getting rich without luck. Freedom. So remember this journey. Earn to save, to invest, to grow, to teach, to rest. Build wealth not just for today, but for tomorrow. Not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Because the goal isn't to die rich, it's to live free. Chapter 10. The rich don't depend on luck, they create it. They say, some people are just lucky. But here's the truth: luck doesn't make people rich. Preparation does. Consistency does. Courage does. The rich don't wait for luck. They create it through habits, mindset, and relentless action. This is the final chapter of how to get rich without luck. Let's bring everything home. Recap of key lessons. You've learned that wealth isn't magic, it's method. Let's quickly recap the journey you've just taken. You discovered that getting rich begins with a shift in mindset. You learned that discipline beats luck every single time. You explored how the rich create multiple streams of income and build skills that pay for life. You learned that habits, time, and patience are the foundation of sustainable success. You saw how true wealth comes from investing, not just earning, and how long-term thinking builds freedom. Every chapter was a piece of the puzzle. And now you hold the complete picture. Why preparation plus opportunity equals luck. Most people think luck is random, like a lightning strike. But the truth? Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The rich stay ready. They read, learn, network, and position themselves to catch the next wave before others even notice it. When opportunities come, they don't hesitate, they act. And to the world it looks like luck. But behind that luck were months, even years, of unseen work, quiet learning, and small, consistent decisions. Luck doesn't find them. They create the conditions where luck has no choice but to show up. So instead of waiting for a lucky break, build yourself into the kind of person who creates breaks. Final mindset shift. You are responsible for your wealth. Here's the ultimate truth. You are responsible for your wealth. Not your job. Not your background. Not your country. Not your boss. Not even the economy. Because no matter where you start, you have one thing no one can take from you: the power to choose, to learn, to adapt, to act, to persist. Wealth begins the moment you stop blaming circumstances and start taking ownership of your outcomes. That's what separates those who wish from those who win. So repeat this to yourself. I don't wait for luck. I create opportunities. I am responsible for my wealth. Let me leave you with this story. A young man once asked a billionaire, "What's the secret to your success?" The billionaire smiled and said, "I was prepared to fail 100 times until success had no choice but to meet me." That's what it means to create luck. Luck doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. Every great success story you admire is built on thousands of invisible steps. And one day, when the right door opened, they were ready to walk through it. So keep building. Keep learning. Keep acting. Because the moment preparation meets opportunity, that's when the world calls it luck. But remember, listening isn't enough. You must live these principles. Start small. Take action daily. Build your wealth one choice, one habit, one investment at a time. And when things get tough, remind yourself, you're not chasing luck. You're building your own version of it. If this audiobook has helped you, share it, subscribe, and keep learning, because your journey to wealth begins with a single, intentional step. This was audiobook number 2 in the Wealth Without Luck series. Stay tuned for the next one, where we'll go even deeper into the mindset, strategies, and systems that build unstoppable financial freedom. Because your wealth story is just beginning.